U6 ESL Practice number 3. The practice begins with a standard dribbling grid. Players are going to be told specific parts of their foot to use, and they're going to do the best they can to use that part of the foot. So we begin with right foot only. Here, players are encouraged to use their right foot as much as possible. If they use other parts of the foot, that's totally fine. The main emphasis should be on using the right foot and keeping the ball close as they dribble with the right foot. Then go ahead and switch to left foot only. This will probably be more challenging than right foot only. Encourage your players to use the left foot as much as possible. If they make mistakes and begin dribbling with the right foot, give them a few seconds to see if they can sort it out. Sometimes instead of saying use your left foot, remember to use your left foot, you can say use the other foot, your left foot. Use your other foot, your left foot, to help players know the difference between right and left, because at young ages, sometimes they forget. The final portion of this part of the practice is players using the outside of their foot only. Encourage them to use their outside as much as they can when they dribble. Again, at this young age, players will make mistakes and use other parts of their foot, such as the inside and bottom. And again, that's totally fine. Just encourage them again to use the outside of the foot as they dribble. One thing players will try to do is they'll try to start moving sideways. Encourage the players to use the outside of the foot to dribble more diagonally or straight forward. Then they can use the outside of their foot to cut when they get to the boundaries of the grid. The next part of practice number 3 is moves. We start today with scissors. This is an excellent move to teach young players because although it is a move that they can use in games, although it is kind of difficult, it is a move that also teaches balance and coordination. It also works on faking striking a ball or faking touching a ball without actually touching it. And you'll see players will have a difficult time sometimes as first. When they try to scissor, they'll accidentally touch or nick the ball when their foot moves past it, and that's totally fine. When you're teaching the scissors, show the whole group first, but then walk around and help individual players. Show them at first just how to move their feet around the ball. Teaching the scissors takes patience. Sometimes you just have to stop everything and reset and show the whole group again, but be patient. This is one of those moves that once players learn it, they will do very well with it. It just can take some time and again, take some patience to teach this move. Next up in the move section is a stop and go. This move is fairly simple, but again, it takes a little bit of time to teach the players. What the players are going to do is they're going to be dribbling the ball, and they're going to stop the ball with the bottom of their foot. Then they're going to push it forward with the top of their foot. This is what we call a change of pace move. Players need to learn that the stop with the bottom of their foot needs to be a quick, softer touch. They don't want to step on the ball too hard or they're going to fall down. And then they need to just pause very briefly before accelerating forward as fast as they can with the top of their foot. Okay, time for a game. Trick the coach. Players love games, and this is one where you have the opportunity to be interactive with your players. What you're going to do is you're going to run at your players slowly, and they're going to try to make a move, specifically one of the 2 moves that you've taught them that day, whether it is scissors or stop and go. Now, don't get upset if they use another move. In fact, encourage creativity, but also encourage working on those moves. Here you see the coach putting pressure on the players, and if he doesn't like the move, he might even take the ball away from them. But they have to beat him on a move to get around him, and then he'll go find another player. Speaking of games, it's time for the final game of the day, sharks and minnows. The minnows are on the outside of a grid, the shark is in the middle. The minnows, when the shark says go, will try to dribble through the grid and get away from the shark. Here you can see the shark as a coach, and the coach is encouraging players to use the moves that they use that day. The way this game works is that the minnow goes from one side of the grid to the other without being caught, the minnow survives. However, if the shark manages to get their ball, the minnow has to join the shark in the middle as another shark. So it might begin as 4 minnows and 1 shark, could eventually become 3 minnows and 2 sharks, then 2 minnows and 3 sharks. The last remaining player is a winner of the game. Here, again, the coach is doing a good job of showing players how to use moves in games, but eventually he'll transition to taking their balls away as more sharks will join him.